Homelessness is more than just lacking a roof. It's the loss of safety, stability, and a place to belong. It's not just about sleeping on sidewalks. It's about living without a secure foundation for life. The United Nations defines homelessness as lacking a fixed, regular, and adequate nighttime residence. This includes shelters, cars, and abandoned buildings. Homelessness strips away dignity and hope, making every aspect of life harder. Imagine searching for work or keeping your children in school when you don't know where you'll sleep tonight. Over 150 million people worldwide are homeless, and 1.6 billion live in inadequate housing. These aren't just numbers, they're families, children, and neighbors. Homelessness is a human rights issue that demands our empathy and action. To solve it, we must see the person, not just the problem. This video will explore why people lose their homes, how homelessness looks around the world, and what solutions are working. We'll hear real stories and discuss how we can all help build a world where everyone has a safe place to call home. The crisis is solvable if we choose to act. Homelessness is rarely caused by a single event. It's a web of economic hardship, conflict, disaster, and personal vulnerability. Job loss, debt, and unaffordable rent can push families to the brink. Wars and persecution force millions to flee, becoming refugees with nowhere to go. Natural disasters like earthquakes and floods can leave entire communities homeless overnight. Mental illness, substance abuse, and domestic violence make it even harder to keep a home, especially when support systems fail. Discrimination, lack of health care, and weak social safety nets create more pathways into homelessness. People leaving prison or foster care often face impossible odds. Homelessness is the result of both personal crises and systemic failures. Homelessness looks different around the world. In wealthy countries, it's often visible. People sleeping in doorways or tents, struggling with mental health and addiction, and facing overwhelmed shelters. In developing nations, the crisis is larger but less visible. Millions live in slums or informal settlements, lacking clean water, sanitation, and security. Rapid urbanization and poverty force families to build makeshift homes on land they don't own, always at risk of eviction or disaster. In both cases, homelessness is about more than just shelter. It's about dignity, safety, and the right to belong. Whether in a city park or a crowded slum, the struggle is the same, to find stability and hope. The scale and form may differ, but the human cost is universal. Homelessness is a global crisis that demands local and global solutions. Every day without a home is a fight for survival. Finding a safe place to sleep means risking violence, theft, and exposure to the elements. Basic needs, like using a bathroom or taking a shower, become daily challenges, eroding health and dignity. Hunger is constant, and food banks or soup kitchens can't always fill the gap. The search for food and shelter leaves little time for anything else, trapping people in crisis. The deepest wound is often isolation. Homelessness means being invisible, judged, and cut off from community. Stigma and exclusion damage mental health, making it even harder to rebuild. Rebuilding a life takes more than a roof. It takes dignity, connection, and hope. Homelessness is not just a housing problem, it's a human one. There are proven solutions to homelessness. Housing First gives people a home without preconditions, then offers support for health, employment, and recovery. This approach has reduced homelessness in cities like Helsinki and Salt Lake City, and it's more cost-effective than emergency services. Prevention is key, helping people before they lose their homes through emergency aid, legal support, and affordable housing. Strong social safety nets and early intervention stop crises from becoming homelessness. Integrated services, Healthcare, job training, and counseling help people rebuild their lives, not just find shelter. Compassion and innovation are essential. Ending homelessness is possible when we invest in people, not just programs. The solution starts with treating everyone with dignity. Homelessness impacts everyone, not just those without homes. It strains public health systems. Untreated illness and crisis care cost far more than stable housing. The economy suffers when people can't work or contribute, and public spending on shelters and emergency services skyrockets. Visible homelessness can divide communities and erode compassion. Children who experience homelessness face lifelong setbacks in health, education, and opportunity. The trauma of instability can create cycles of poverty that last generations. Investing in housing is not just moral, it's smart economics. A society is judged by how it treats its most vulnerable. Breaking the cycle of homelessness benefits us all. Homelessness is a moral challenge we can solve. It's not a personal failing, but a systemic one, driven by poverty, inequality, and broken policies. Solutions like housing first and prevention work, but they need our support. We must see homelessness as a fixable problem, not an inevitable one. Governments, organizations, and individuals all have a role to play. Small acts of kindness, listening, volunteering, or challenging stigma make a difference. Our collective action can build a culture of compassion and change. Ending homelessness is a test of our shared humanity. The future we choose is one where everyone has a home. Let's commit to making that future real, together.